The Cal Poly Bull Test is a prime example of a performance test where we bring bulls in from all over the state of California and test them for their genetic potential for growth. Bulls are placed into contemporary groups based on breed, and they're fed the same ration so that we can focus on their genetic potential as opposed to the environmental component of phenotype. So just as a reminder, phenotype is an expression of the combination of genetics and the environment. And so we are trying to remove the environmental component and focus solely on genetic potential. One of the absolute most important components of sire evaluation is structural soundness. So feet and leg structure are absolutely vital for a bull to have longevity in the herd. One of the main reasons that bulls are removed from the herd is either due to structural soundness issues or injury. So we'll see different angles of hoof structure as well as hoof angle. You want to make sure that those heels are not dragging the ground, so the pastern needs to be fairly strong so that structurally the bull is not breaking down as he's walking. You also want to make sure that the toes are separate and they're not starting to curl in on themselves. And so it's really important to evaluate both foot angle and hoof structure. And the Angus Association, American Angus Association, actually created a new expected progeny difference looking at what we call a foot score. And so that score ranges from 1 to 9, with 5 being the best for both hoof and claw structure and hoof angle. And so that's something that's becoming more and more important for bull buyers and bull breeders, is to evaluate feet and leg structure of their breeding bulls. This is bull 7010. So this bull is actually a Cal Poly bred and owned bull that was in the Cal Poly Bull Test. And so the number 7 would indicate the year he was born, 2017. So he's actually almost 3 years of age now. And one thing that you'll really notice about 7010 is the length of his body as you study him from his profile. 7010 has a lot of width from stifle to stifle, and as you study him from behind, he really impresses you in terms of the depth of his quarter and the stoutness of his hip. You also want to make sure that when you're evaluating a bull, you want to make sure to take a look at his scrotal circumference. You want to make sure that his testicles have no abnormalities or any issues. That's something that we can determine using a breeding soundness exam. 7009 is not nearly as impressive when you study him from the profile in terms of his length of body. He gives up in terms of the structure and shape of his top line. He's not nearly as strong across that top line. And when you study him from the rear view, he just gives up in terms of width from stifle to stifle. Still an outstanding bull in many ways, just not nearly as powerful as the bull ahead of him. And when you really start to look at structural soundness, you want to make sure that you also notice whether a bull keeps his head down or not. That would indicate some issues with structural soundness. You want that head to be up. You want to be sure that he is moving with ease and comfort as he moves around a pen.